welcome to this week's segment of Mtumishi Moments. It's a program that we hope it will help us build and protect our families. Our today's topic is the master key to marital bliss. The master key to marital bliss. The program is brought to you by Pastor Maxwell Moshigadi. Welcome. Is there a master key? Is there a master key to marital success? Is there a master key? Is there a key that it's one perfect key that once you place it at the lock, or once you place it at the right point of your marriage, it will guarantee success for your marriage? We all know that each and every one of us, we are looking for one thing that you can do in order for your marriage to work. And sometimes we are tired of today. This is the requirement. You think that once I've done this, it will be okay. You find out no, it wasn't. You say that maybe the key to marital bliss is having a house for my family. You build a house, and once you are through, you find out that there are some things that are coming up, issues that are affecting your marriage, and you keep on wondering, what is that one thing that I can do in order for me to experience that marital bliss, to have that marital success in my life? Each and every one of us, we are looking for that one thing, and out of it, sometimes we keep on wondering, what do men want? What do women want in marriage? Because you think that you have tried almost everything and it's not working. You just want that if there's someone who will reveal to you that one particular thing that you can do in order to guarantee your marital success, we are ready to do anything. We are ready to do everything in order for us to have that moment in our marriages, where everything is perfect because there's something that we have done. Is there something like the master key? Unfortunately, there's none. There is no single thing that you can ever do to guarantee your marital success. But most of it all is just a bunch. It's a bunch of keys. It's a bunch of keys that will unlock your situations, will unlock your challenges, will unlock the problems and the troubles that you're going through your relationship. They are very small keys that will use to open each and every time. So a perfect marriage, it's a marriage that has a lot of these small ideas, these small fixes that they will help you to guarantee each and every situation. Because every challenge that comes to our marriages, every situation that you are put in that is very uncomfortable in your marriage, most of those, almost all of them, they come in different forms. You might find that today there's something that you did that was right, and you feel like I should do it every day. Once it becomes monotonous, it fails to be surprising anymore, and out of it you find that there's no single key that will unlock every trouble, every problem that you have in your marital life. But the most important thing for marriage, this is what many people are saying that it has worked for them. One of it is friendship. Make sure that you build a good friendship with your partner. Build a good friendship with the person that God has given you as a husband or as a wife, because friendship has a way of making a bad situation look good because of the friendship. Challenges will come and go. You will sustain and you will be there through many challenges because of the kind of bond that friendship has put in your relationship. Friendship is the most important thing, but you can't have a friendship with someone whom you don't love. So love and friendship are key key components if you want your marriage to succeed. And uh, uh, they are priceless. These are not things that you can do anything in order for you to have them. You can just look at your friends. What did you do in order for you to have the friends that you have today? Some of them, you just it was your meeting with them was just spontaneous. You just found that there's someone you are seated next to in a matatu, and out of your conversation, one or two, you became friends, and out of it, you are there with them. You are there with them. You have built that friendship for a very long time. Some maybe you met them at church or any public place, and you have maintained that friendship up to now. Some of them, just school brought you together. You are there together, and you are very loyal to that friend, to such a point that there are many couples who are experiencing challenges out of these friends. You might find that a friend has destroyed your home, but you'll continue sticking to that particular friend because of the bond that you have with that person. Some of us will just think that it's crazy. How can you continue sticking to someone who is destroying your life? But that's what friendship can do. Just think, if that wife, that husband of yours was your friend, how far can you go? How far can you go? The strength that you'll have out of the challenges that you'll go through, if that is your friend, I'm assuring you, you will unlock every challenge, every problem that comes to your life. Priority number one: make that friend, make that partner of yours a friend. Make that person a friend. Make that person a friend. You will do that if you really love that person. If you really love that person will be your friend. And once these two things are guaranteed, once you know that my wife is my best friend, my husband is my best friend, there is no challenge that will come to your life that you will not be able to bear. But the moment a challenge comes in and you feel like it's too heavy for you to handle together, you opt to separate so that each and everyone will sort their things out. That friendship is dying, or it's not there, or that love is not there anymore. So these two things, friendship and love, that is the foundation. That is the foundation. That is the foundations, the strength of the foundation of marriage. It will help you to build your marriage and protect it based on love and friendship. But there's some very small keys that will help you to unlock your marital bliss in your life. And these ones, it will depend of how much you love that person, how much friendship have you built together. That bond of friendship, it will determine if these other things will happen to your life. If you love someone, if that person is your best friend, communication will be something that will bring you people together. When there is a challenge, when there is a situation that is very uncomfortable to the two of you, you will come down and communicate. You will communicate your troubles, you will communicate your challenges, you will communicate your successes, and out of it, everyone will know the life of the other person as a letter, as a book. It will be exciting. Marriage will be exciting the moment communication channels are open to everyone. And out of this, because you love that person, because you are good friends with that person, communication, the communication channels will be open. And out of them being open, you will understand the non-verbal communication that your wife will be communicating. We know that they are good at that verbal communication. You will understand the moment you come into the house and you find that things are not the way you left them in the morning. You will understand that there is something that has happened, and out of it, we have to fix it. And communication comes in handy. It's a key that will unlock your marital bliss. Constant communication is very important. The moment you are good friends, the moment you're good friends with your wife, you're good friends with your husband, you will create time. You will create time for that family. Some of us, some of our relationships, you will wait for the time when things are bad. That's when you want to create time. When you are in the brink of divorce, you're in the brink of separation, that is the moment you think of having a nice time with your family in order for you to mend that gap that has been created by loneliness, that gap that has been created by other priorities in your life. You think that because something is not happening, we must have a family trip to Tanzania. We must have a family trip to Naivasha in order for us to mend the bond that is being broken. It's your time. If you are at peace with your spouse, you are at peace with your husband, you are at peace with your wife, that is the time that you need to enjoy the moment that you have. Create time. Make sure that you have a good time for your family. Dedicate enough time for your family. You will not build that family, you will not protect that family if you don't create time. But I've said that it's up to the degree of love that you have for that spouse. That's when you'll have time for that family. If you don't love that person, if that person is not your friend, you won't see any need of spending time with them. This coronavirus has brought challenges. Someone will just opt to go and stay in a hotel other than staying at home because you were not there. And now that you are here by force, life is very difficult for you. Create time. You are creating time for your family. The moment the work will be done, the moment you are off your career, the family will be there waiting for you. You will see it will be very difficult for you to connect with your family because you wasted all your time. You spent all your time with whoever was important to your service. But the moment that work is done and you are here home, your family will be waiting for you. So the best thing that you can ever do is to create your family. But you can't have time for your family. You can't build and protect your family. You can't have that time for your family if you don't love them. You must love them. You must love them. You must be good friends with your family in order for you to create that time. Be romantic. This again, it's impossible for you to be a romantic partner if you don't love that person. Some of us, we might hide ourselves in community, we might hide ourselves in our culture, we might hide ourselves in our tradition, but the true feeling inside you is that you don't love that person. Because you don't love that person, and there's some interest that you're protecting, maybe your family, maybe your kids, maybe your properties, you are trying to protect them, you will pretend to be there for them. You don't want to be you take that step and try and inspire that emotional part of your relationship by being romantic. This one, in order for you to be romantic, you must go beyond. You must go beyond your tribe, not tribe, but your culture and your tradition, because what you are appealing to is not the society, but the person next to you who has left everything and followed you and is there, dedicated their life in order for them to be with you. The fourth thing, it's a key. It's a key to unlock your marital bliss. I said that it's just a bunch of many keys that will help you. Number 4 is trustworthy. Just try as much as possible to build your trust with your partner. This one will sort you out. There are times in life where misfortune happens and wrong information gets to wrong people, and they interpret it differently. The moment where your character will start being assassinated, it will depend of how much trust you have with your family in order for you to get out of any trouble that you are in at that particular point. So it's your duty and responsibility to make sure that you have built a wall of trust. Make sure that you have built a wall of trust surrounding your relationship, and you are watching it every time to make sure that there's no anything that will ever come inside your court that will come and destroy the trust that you have created. You will create that wall, you will build that wall of trust for many years, but it can be brought down by a small thing. It can be brought down by a single SMS from a wrong person who has decided to destroy your family. It will depend with how much trust you build within yourselves in order for you to get past over the kind of troubles that this world can bring to your marriage. You will unlock that challenge depending with how much trust you have for one another. Be caring. Number 5, be caring. Try as much as possible to be a caring and an observant partner. Just make sure that you care. Some of the times you come home, you find that the other person is not in the right mood. Instead of you trying to know what has happened, you come up guns up, trying to justify or trying to play a victim that you have been out for the whole day. For you being welcomed well, you find that the other person is not in the mood. He might be going through so much, and based on that, it will be good out of you to try and understand the other person, what they are going through. Once you understand, it will portray a caring partner out of you, and an observant one for that matter. Once you observe the situation and you know that this particular situation that doesn't warrant whatever I intend to request, you postpone it for another time. Just to be a caring partner, and observe every moment that happens in your partner's life. Out of that, you will build your self trust, and you will place your marriage at a point where the other person has security, knowing that this person that I'm living with knows my emotions, knows exactly what happens in my life. Out of that, you will build and protect your family in a good way. Remember the special days, not only birthday or anniversary or any other day that they are special. There are some days that your partner went through so much. Maybe he lost a parent, lost a friend, lost something. Make sure that you do that. If you have an appointment, a work appointment that you are supposed to submit at a particular time, you make every effort to make sure that you don't pass that deadline. It's the same. You should take your marriage seriously, and every moment, every great moment in the life of your partner, make sure that you have them in your mind and understand every situation. Maybe at that particular point you lost a parent, and that day sometimes it's very emotional to them. You must make sure that you keep into record those days, so that one day you will not miss your attention. They will not miss your attention on that particular day, so that you are there with them in the sad moment or also in the happy moments. You will find that there are some people you work with, they know your birthday, they know everything else other than your partner. That one creates a very serious challenge in a relationship. If there are other people who know these special days in your partner's life, yet you don't know those days, neither do you have a sense of caring out of them. There are those who will just tell you but there are some partners who won't tell you. So make sure that you do your research well and use your gadgets well. Make sure that you have them in your calendar so that you don't miss those moments. These are the things that will add bonga points into your relationship at all, if you dare to care. Phones, they're things that we are not used to. We had our life without them, but they have come into our life, and once we have accepted them, they come with challenges and some exciting moments in our lives. Sometimes you receive a text message from someone else, but because of the answer that you are supposed to give, maybe you are not in a position, you might delay from answering, but not your partner. Once they send you a text message, you see a missed call, you see a page that they have sent to you, make sure you respond. You respond instantly. You respond the quickest time, prompt as possible. Make sure that you do all your best to make sure that you respond to every situation, because we are all in this system of social media. Make sure that you respond well, because there are other friends who do this thing perfectly. You must not take a secondary role in the other person's gadget. Make sure that you respond well to every text message, missed call that you've seen. Make sure you respond very well, and just know how to use these things well. They will sort you out in time of trouble. It is not too much to remind the other person that you love them. Make sure that you remind them every time that you love them. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt to keep on repeating every time, every moment, every minute that you get time to remind the other person that you love them. Every time that you remind the other person that you love them, it doesn't hurt. Instead, it excites the other person. And once you keep on saying it, it will give you strength to continue being trustworthy, being loyal to that relationship. But the moment you see no need of you responding, of you assuring the other person of your love, it's dying. And make sure that each and every moment you make that communication. Assure them that you love them. The last thing, trust in God. Trust in God. Now, this is the foundation of your relationship. It is a third tie that will bind your marriage. It is the tie that will hold you together. Your trust in God, it's everything that you ever need in your relationship. When Jesus was invited in the wedding at Cana, that was the best thing that that couple ever did. If it was them, it was the best thing that they ever did to invite Jesus. If it was Mary, it was the best gift that she ever presented to the wedding, to the couples at the Cana wedding. And based on that, make sure that you have that seat. You have that seat of this visitor. Let it not be the hanging on the walls that you have just put a hanging on the wall that there is a silent visitor, but have it practical in your life. Make sure that it's true, that it is not that communication out of the thing that you have put in the wall, but make sure that it's not out of that. You have in your relationship that you have Jesus, you have God has a seat at your marriage. That one will sort you out big time. The moment you have challenges, the moment you're going through so much in your relationship, make sure that you have a seat on that discussion. Make sure that God is present in your discussion, in your marriage. Just be faithful to God. The moment you and your partner, you trust in God, you have your faith in God. When challenges come and it is difficult in agreeing, the Jesus in the husband and the Jesus in the wife, they will agree and bring this couple together. And trust me, every other little thing that comes to that marriage to destroy you, Jesus has an answer to that. I like the way songs, the way Solomon writes in the book of Songs of Songs, chapter 2 verse 15. Chapter 2 verse 15, he's sending his servant to go and catch those small foxes that destroy the vine and the grapes. He's telling them, go and take and catch all those small foxes. We know that there are some small foxes that they trickle in our relationships bit by bit, ignoring every signal that this is a bad thing that is coming to your relationship. You keep on ignoring them, and once they have fully settled inside, they start destroying the vine, they start destroying the grapes, and out of it you will reach a time when there is nothing that can ever be done in order for that marriage to come back to normal. Out of it, they will destroy it completely. Jesus will give you an eye to see each and every small fox that will be approaching to your marriage. You will see them from far. Some of them, they are just envy. Some of them, they are just bad heart. Some of them, they are just loose talks. Sometimes there's something that has been done, there's something wrong that you are experiencing that is happening in your marriage. In order for you to approach it in a wise angle, you feel that I have to rant in order for me my voice to be heard. Those are small foxes that they are destroying your marriage. The kind of way that you demonstrate, that you communicate, that you live in that home, it will give way to those small foxes to come into your marriage and destroy. Jesus will catch those small foxes the way Samson caught them and tied them 2 by 2, lit fire in their tails, and directed them to the wheat farms, and out of them they disappeared. Jesus has that power to direct all those small foxes out of your marriage, irrespective of who they are. The mipango ya kando foxes, the unfaithful foxes, the fornication foxes, every fox that finds its way in your marriage, Jesus has a way of directing them out. So trust in God, believe in Jesus Christ, and have him give him a seat in the table of your marriage. He will sort you big time. He will assure you of that marital bliss that you have been looking for. He will assure you of the challenges that you want in your life. He will assure you of the victories that you want in your life. There are many testimonies of people who have trusted in God and He has sorted them, their marriages where it was difficult for anyone to come in and help them. It is my sincere hope that you will trust God with your marriage. You will trust Jesus Christ with your marriage. Let him come into your marriage, and he will deliver those keys that are relevant for your marriage to experience great success, because this marriage is not a walk in the park. A successful marriage is a product of hard work. Make sure that you do all your best in order for your marriage to be successful. I pray for each and every family to experience marital bliss, because we trust in Jesus Christ and he is there for each and every family. May the good Lord bless you.